We start with some overnight news from northwest Albuquerque now. It's where police surrounded a home and blocked off the area around it.
Yeah, that's right. It happened early this morning, and during it all, we understand shots were heard. The home is near Candelaria and 4th. Cops were called there in reference to a domestic dispute. Police on the scene tell us while they were there investigating, shots were fired. The SWAT team was called, but before they got there, the suspect came outside of the home peacefully and was arrested. Fortunately, no one was injured. Well, people need jobs, that's for sure. We lost 1,400 jobs in New Mexico last year, and this week, tens of thousands of people showed up to apply for about 400 positions at the Albuquerque Downs Casino.
Well, today is veterans, National Guard, soldiers, and the reserves who will get their chance to find jobs. The third annual New Mexico Veterans Business Expo and Job Fair is today from 8 to 4. It's at the Convention Center in downtown Albuquerque. Veterans who own small businesses will be networking with prime government contractors, and veterans will be able to apply for jobs with those companies and more. The job fair is free for vets. Well, 27 New Mexico National Guard soldiers are waking up in their very own beds this morning.
This is so great. They got back to the land of enchantment yesterday after being deployed for almost a year. More than 24 members of the 615th Combat Support Battalion from Springer had been in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula for the last 9 months. They had been part of the force that keeps the peace between Israel and Egypt. They were involved in medical aviation, explosive ordnance disposal, and other assignments. One returning officer is a mom and grandmother we spoke with.
Ecstatic. Can't wait to see the family and have some good traditional New Mexican food.
The New Mexico National Guard has deployed thousands of soldiers for combat and peacekeeping missions around the world. And the Patriot Guard Riders will be out today honoring a member of the Walatoa Veterans Association. Vietnam veteran Johnny Toya of the Jemez Pueblo died on Saturday. The riders will be traveling from Bernalillo to Jemez Pueblo at 10 this morning. There is a funeral mass at 11:30. After the mass, the riders will proceed to the National Cemetery in Santa Fe for a 3 o'clock service.
Well, a man in Albuquerque who says 3 priests sexually abused him years ago is now suing the Archdiocese of Santa Fe and the Diocese of Las Cruces. Aaron McManamy says the abuse started in the 80s when he was 9 years old and an altar boy here at St. Jude in Alamogordo. He says Father Wilfred Diamond abused him several times a week. McManamy also says a priest named Daniel Barfield did the same thing and even helped another priest, David Hawley, abuse him as well. Hawley was sent to prison in 1999 for molesting 8 other boys in Alamogordo. He died in prison. Barfield is also dead, and Diamond may be as well. And 6 more men have filed lawsuits involving Father Michael O'Brien, another dead priest. The men say O'Brien raped or molested them when they were boys in the 70s and 80s in Taos and Penasco. 4 other men have already sued, naming O'Brien. He died about 20 years ago.
A toddler found wandering the streets alone and barefoot. Now her father is charged with child abuse. Rio Rancho police arrested 26-year-old Abel Valdez Tuesday. A passerby noticed the 1.5-year-old playing in the middle of Augusta Hills Drive in her pajamas. Well, the witness picked her up and called police. Officers say they found Valdez at home asleep. His other daughter, a 4-year-old, was still inside. We now know the name of the man struck and killed by a semi-truck Tuesday night. Police say 60-year-old Jose Sanchez was walking on Montaño near Culture Northeast just before he was hit. We're told Sanchez was in a crosswalk, but he was walking against the red light. Police say the semi-driver who had the green light tried to avoid Sanchez, but it was too late.
A driver is in critical condition this morning after almost getting into a head-on crash in southeast Albuquerque. This happened about 6 last night near Desert Road and I-25. Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies say Ayan Adelaido was driving north on Broadway when he lost a tire, swerved into the southbound lanes, and slammed into Marchette Rogers' car. Rogers was thrown out of the car and was badly hurt.
From age to gender to education level, a state study gives a comprehensive look at people behind New Mexico's DWI problem. The Department of Health looked at 10 years worth of convictions and other data from 2000 to 2010. And according to the study, a single Hispanic male under the age of 35 without a college education is the most common DWI convict in New Mexico. The study also found that 25% of convicted drunk drivers were also unemployed. Well, starting today, thousands of underprivileged children in Albuquerque will be getting free books.
And you still have time to help them out. It's all part of the Read to Me book drive. News 13's David Romero is live in front of Dolores Gonzalez Elementary. It's where a lot of these books are, and we're talking an awful lot of books, David.
Well, Matt, you said it right there. Now, both the city and the business education group got together and collected, get this, 36,000 books, and some of those books will have happy new owners starting later this morning. Now, the books that you're looking at here in the video are the thousands generously donated in the first 3 months of this year so that children will be able to call them their own later today. The Albuquerque Business Education Compact helped collect the books from 60 businesses around town during the Read to Me book drive earlier this year. The first half of the 36,000 will go to 20 elementary schools, which are classified as Title I schools in APS. Those help families with limited resources. Now, the other half of the book collection will be available for children to pick up at places like community centers throughout the summer.
I think we're all committed to literacy, and we know that it's important for kids to have books in the home and for kids to be reading, and so that's one of the main reasons why we collect all these books, so that we can send a book home for each child in the summer.
And of course, this is the 11th year for this generous drive that's put on for these kids. And the ABEC, the book collecting organization that says they will be collecting the books throughout the year, they're still taking those donations. And of course, they ask that if you're going to contribute those books, that they be new or gently used so that more kids can enjoy them. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. It's a very good thing they're doing. To find out more about the book drive and how you can donate and help out, click on KRQE links. That is on our website.